Hi guys, so today we are back with a book. I'm back, sorry guys. I'm back with a brand new book named A Toast to Life by Juliet Ibrahim. Oh, she cute, beautiful baby. Okay, now let's see who is this author. Alright, about the author. Juliet Ibrahim is a multiple award-winning actor, musician, a film director, producer, and composer. Miss Ibrahim started out as a model in 2000, working the fashion runway and being the face of major brand in West Africa. In 2014, she made a film doubt in Crime to Christ. Immediately became the toaster of filmmaker in Africa, going on to featuring over 100 productions to date and earning the 2010 Ghana Award Best Leading Actress in a Movie. She made a director doubt with a reality series, Every Woman Has a Story, and has production credit for a film, such as The Number One Fan and The Shelter Romance, both which enjoy critical success in Africa. I never know that one. She has also released multiple tracks in her career, featuring many top Afrobeat musicians. Ooh, you sing? The mother of one born in Ghana and raised in Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Lebanon. Ooh, you be all over the country. She is a graduate of Ghana Institution of Languages, the International of Ivory, and he has attended the Ghana Institute of Journalism to study public relations, marketing, and advertising. She is the owner of a fashion company, a House of Glamours, cosmetic brand, shaped by Juliet Ibrahim, a film production company, Jersey Production, a brand ambassador, and a seasonal composer. Ms. Ibrahim was the grand host of the world-famous CAF Award in 2015. He has hosted many top events in Africa, and in the pros, she has worked with a major company in Africa, such as Globalcom, Kentro, Modern Cosmetic, Bloomplay, Microsoft. I never heard it. Look at her, pretty. Okay, now we have know who she be. Oh, see, that's for her mama. Oh, sweet mommy. So this is this content introduction. My life has been hell of a roller coaster ride with the plenty of I never edited moments. I have cried, I have been broken, I have felt fear, I have close shade with death, I have been depressed, I have laughed, I have healed, I have been brave, I have survived. Ooh. Every experience has shaped the whom I am today, from surviving 3 civil wars to become the Juliet Ibrahim. In the journey through life, it is important to take a stock of what was, what has been, and what will be. I have always done this, recounting this revolution and reshaping of my life with my close-knit circle of family and friends. Now I want to share with you this experience that toughened me and suffered me. Stories you have always captured us. Every story, whether of the trumpet or failure, is one I celebrate because I am alive. I want you to join me in a toast of life. Chapter 1: 3 countries, 3 languages, and 1 little girl. Nobody is ever just a refugee. Nobody is ever just a single thing. Chimamanda Ngozi Achebe. In Nigeria, they have long names. So. When I was 4 years old, my dad, my mom, and my sister Sonia, live in a quiet street in Maryland County, Liberia. Oh, I feel say Maryland in USA. Our house was a one-story building that had my father's supermarket downstairs while we lived upstairs. My father was one of the many Lebanese men who left Lebanon to start business in Africa, in West Africa in 80s. Ooh, so that's why you cute. I know. Now I know why you cutie. She's a cultural thing for the Lebanon to leave their home and start a business in different countries, especially in Africa. Sumaida had many relatives living in Liberia and other neighboring countries. My mom met my dad while buying items from his store for a school basketball game. Romeo and Juliet. Love star, the game, that's the foundation. She played basketball for her high school while my dad played in one of the community basketball teams. Let the game begin. 2 in 1. My parents ran the shop together, but my mom also supported the family with produce from the huge garden behind the house where she planted vegetables, cassava, plantain, bananas, and potatoes, as well as a catering business. Ooh, she's agriculture. I hope she had cassava leaf because I want it. Some of my earliest memories are from running around in that garden with Sonia. We love running around the garden, even though she always chases us away so we could not step on her crops. We also play cook. Oh, I love that one too. Equally play cook. With empty cans and made fire with matches and sticks. Exactly. So this one is all over Africa. For rice, we use sand. For vegetables, we use the leaf of our mom garden. Yes, I did that too in Sierra Leone. Sometimes we even steal the rice. Alright, let's read it. Our neighbors were other immigrants from Lebanon, Mauritania, and half of Liberia. Ooh. I went to a Catholic school in the morning and returned home to a quiet Maryland county, while the rest of the country burned from the battle between Prince John's Independence National Patriot Front of Liberia and Charles Taylor. Oh, Charles Taylor. Sorry, Charles Taylor. The National Patriot Front of Liberia of the control of Monrovia. The Liberia capital in 1990. John C. Men executed President Samuel Doe and took over Monrovia. Oh, that's a nasty one. My goodness. Our quiet corner of Liberia has become hit up. My mom was pregnant at the time with Nebia, my brother. Oh. On one of their trips to Maryland County, rebels who came loitering and looking for support of those saw my pregnant mom and asked her to name the baby AK after the AK. These people are crazy. How can they a woman name a baby after a gun? AK-47. Oh my goodness. The next time the rebel came to our house, we ran and hid among the plantain trees behind the house. That was when my dad decided it's not safe for us to stay in Liberia, so we moved to Lebanon. That's a good man. In Lebanon, we live on a 9th floor of high-rising building. My father also had a shop, but it was not in the same building. I was enrolled in a primary school and taught in Arabic. I was a bright child and picked up the language quickly. The language was not the only thing I picked up. Chickenpox was going around at the time, and I caught it from my seatmate. I came home from school one day scratching my body, and my mom was alarmed because she didn't know what it was. If I had it then, Sonia or Nive could get it from me. I remember laughing as she ran around trying to tie my hands with socks to keep me from touching my siblings. Aside from that itching from the chicken pox, I did not suffer more serious symptoms. When I recovered, I was left with 3 dark spots on my face, one in the middle of my forehead. What is people call my Indian mark. Oh, man. Okay. We have been in Lebanon for only 2 years when war broke out. It was on a quiet day. We are in our apartment when the high-rise building opposite our crumbled to ground. Our building vibrated as if it has been hit by a bomb. There was a bunker for residents to hide during the bomb. My mama screamed, "Hold your sister while I carry your brother. Run to the bunker now." We could not use the elevator in the building because where there was a bomb, the light went off and it's not safe to use the elevator. Yeah. Hey, come on. I ran down the flight of stairs with Sonia while my mom was pregnant, carrying Nebe, and we joined other residents in the building running toward the bunker. My mom had tried to call my dad when the bomb happened. I could tell she was worried about him. My dad returned, thankfully. "We should move back to Liberia," he said to my mom. "Everywhere is now peaceful." Oh, okay. And so we packed our bag again and moved back to Liberia. We moved into our whole house. My dad had restocked the shop because the rebel looted it. I was enrolled in a Catholic school I attended before we left, but 2 years I had spent in Lebanon affected me. I was speaking and writing in Arabic. When I wrote in English, I wrote from the right side to the left side of my book. My teacher have none of it. They complained to my parents constantly when I got tested by the other kids. My parents had to hire a home teacher for me while at school. My teachers were determined to erase the Arabic from my mind. They won the battle. I forgot how to speak or write in Arabic. Life in Liberia went back to normal. My parents continued running the supermarket and my mom maintained her garden behind the house and catering business. She got bigger and I found her pregnant curiosity as it was my first time I understood what presence in me. Oh, sorry. We need a break. On one of their many trips to buy goods for the shop, she went into labor. They returned home with a tiny baby wrapped in the blanket. And my mom, and now this is your new sister, Nadia. In 1992, Liberia fell into crisis again. One evening after my parents had closed the shop for the day, we were preparing to sleep. Some people came knocking on our door. At first, my mom thought it was the neighbor who wanted to buy something from the shop, but he then knocked persistent, and my dad went downstairs to get the door. It was one of my dad's friends. My parents are very friendly and jovial people. My dad knew some people because our shop. He maintained a cordial relationship with many of them, and my mom was very welcoming. Our home was always filled with cousins, auntie, uncle, niece, nephew, anyone who just needed a place to live. My mom opened our doors to them. She was like my grandma too. She always opened door for everybody. And I was like, sometimes they're just gonna carry us and you never see us again. That night, it was one of my parents' friends who came to tell my dad to take us out of the country because war was about to break out again. Oh gosh. I remember listening to their hustle voice from the room. I shared with Sonia. Before my dad returned upstairs, I knew it was a bad news. "Pack a bag," he told us. "We are leaving first thing in the morning." We could not pack things from the store because we could look suspicious. So my mama packed just a few bags for each of us and some food. After packing, my parents went about trying to contact other relatives and get a car for us to travel in. In the morning, a hearse arrived and we all crumbled in. With us, we are and my auntie, a family friend, or nanny, and my cousin, who left about 5 a.m. with just a backpack each and some supplies. We drove out without any incident until we got to the border between Liberia and Ivory Coast. There is a large river separating both countries. We could see the river from the car. My mom was telling us we have to cross with canoe. We must not stand while on it when some rebels appear in the middle of the road, block our car. They are armed with guns and machetes and order us to stop. They pulled the men out of the car and began to hassle them for money. My dad did not have enough money on him because our move was impotent. When he gave them the little he had on him, they began to accuse him of supporting the opposite party. My mom, seeing how they are harassing my dad, cousin, and friends, ordered us to remain in the car. We went to play the rebels. She was crying. Nadia, who was wrapped in a warm cloth, he got closer and she recognized one of the rebels who was harassing my dad. He was the boyfriend of one of my cousins who lived in our house, so he always in the shop or to her, yo, she called out to him. That's happened. The war in Africa, those people that go for you, they are the people that know you before the war starts. If they know that you have money before the war starts, you are the number one victim for all. They will go and take your money because they know that. Very wicked and greedy people. I know you. You have been in my house. You have eaten my food. See that? I have fed you. Why are you doing this to us? Please let us go. They are very greedy for all the food, be in the house, chop food, finish, clean out. So he paid them. Wicked creature. But the man could not burn it. He tried to shove her out of the way, but he stood in front of my dad with the baby in her arms. The sight of the pleading woman with a small baby did not dare the rebels. They continued trying to get her out of the way so they could reach my dad, but my mom could not move. Just then, one of them spotted us in the car. The rebels claimed Navio was the rebel claimed Navio was Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor's son, because he had blonde hair like a albino, and ordered us to come out. I was frozen with fear, so it's my cousin who brought me out of the trunk. Years later, when I asked my mom the other day, she said she was not scared until she saw the look on the face of those men when they saw me, Sonia, and my teenage auntie. The look ahead sent a shivering down her spine. The thought that might went to rape us almost made her pass out. I was 6 and my auntie was in her late teens. My mom was still shading my dad as she continued begging the rebels. The one she knows said, it does not matter. If you do not move from your husband in front, you will dig potato ears. My mom did not listen. Maybe she thought he could not do it, but he totally disagreed her, and that started shooting the ground in between her legs. She jumped up and down trying to avoid the bullet. Just then, a miracle happened because it's only miracle